Hey, I'm Bubba.
And I'm John.
We use our questionable and sometimes traumatic childhood experiences to hopefully become better parents.
We might not succeed,
But listen,
they're fine. I like how we always say we're back when it's always every week.
Oh my gosh, we're back.
It does feel like a lot of time passes between when we do this because of our lives and our families and fucking kids, doesn't it?
APAC buying Thomas Massey's seat in Kentucky. A lot's happened.
A lot happens. It's just the time and age we're living in. A lot happens in a week, man.
Yeah. You gonna get any of that $1.8 billion?
No.
Yeah. I wonder if Dana will.
She might.
She was the victim of a
It's
weaponized.
real inside baseball.
If you
here.
haven't seen my short documentary, Damn Dana, on YouTube, do yourself a favor. She was a victim of a weaponized local government.
What a character she was. This is a short film Brandon made. How long is it actually?
40 minutes.
40 minutes?
47.
Shortish.
50 minutes constitutes a feature. So
okay, so just under. About his time working in a restaurant here in Long Beach during COVID and his batshit insane boss, Dana.
Patriot.
I'm sorry. Let me rephrase that. His patriot of a boss, Dana.
Political prisoner, Dana.
Who refused to close down for COVID, and hilarity ensues.
It was a fun time.
Remember COVID, guys?
Guys, no matter where you fall politically, you'll think it's for you.
Yeah.
I recommend it. It was a real hit locally. Big fish, small pond, me.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
But you could definitely argue that she's going to get a piece of that $1.766 billion from the Justice Department.
Time will prove her to be a patriot.
Yep. Her and Hunter Biden. John, you know I want to hear about Legoland.
Yes. So birthday extravaganza weekend. Both my boys' birthdays were this weekend. Their birthdays are 2 days apart.
They're 17 and 19, right?
They went from 6 and 9 to 7 and 10. So instead of doing a birthday party this year, we did Legoland. Went for the weekend.
I went once a couple years ago. Must have been an off time as far as not a lot of people, and it was one of the most fun, if not the most fun amusement park I ever went to. Yes, we're looking for a sponsor, Legoland, but that's true.
Oh man, can you imagine if we got sponsored by Legoland? I actually did think about that. Not that this podcast isn't successful with millions of listeners. However, if we were successful enough to get a sponsorship from Legoland, I would totally do sponsored content at Legoland.
Dude,
I fucking love it there.
I got signed by this social media company a few weeks ago because of those lemonade videos.
Sure.
So they're like, you can do brand whatever collabs, we'll see. But they said, are you interested in any experiential? I go, what's that? I was homeschooled. They go, like, you go somewhere and they pay for it. Like an amusement park. I was like, oh, like Legoland? You guys have anything for Legoland? You want to reach out to Legoland? I wouldn't mind doing something for Legoland.
Yeah. They're like, we'll work up to it. We're going to start with...
It could be the water park, could be both, could be a combo. We could do an overnight. We could do the castle. We could do a full week. We'll just see. But just maybe check out Legoland if you want to see.
Yeah, in case it's on the list.
Did it hold up when you went back?
Dude, it's the best. We haven't been in a couple years. We went. I cannot... You know what? Fuck it. We are not sponsored by Legoland yet. They're not getting my full endorsement yet.
Should we end the segment?
Yeah, end it. No. Legoland is great. It really is a lot of fun.
What makes it... For me, I was like, it's more manageable. There's a playground in every world. So if you have little kids and they can't do the big rides, you can take the other one there. The food and drinks were not that expensive. The quality of the food was great. Everything was really clean. It wasn't too overwhelming.
Yes, all of the above.
Also, you didn't have to know a movie like, this movie to do the ride.
The price is much more reasonable.
Way more reasonable.
It's not nearly as crowded as Disney or even Knott's, but it's not empty or anything. It's just not crazy.
Not a lot of riffraff like Knott's either. But Knott's, we will get sponsored. Go ahead.
I love Knott's.
That's your Palmdale speaking.
It is actually.
That was your Disneyland when you lived in the high desert.
No, it was Six Flags Magic Mountain.
Magic Mountain. Yeah,
that there is a lot of riff
you want
raff
to
there.
you want to get your hair pulled out there.
One of the things you mentioned is there's a lot of interactive features when you're standing in line, which is so helpful. They know their market at Legoland. They know you are there with children. You are waiting in lines. Kids have no patience. So they put little playgrounds next to all the rides that the kids can play on. That was my biggest
complaint at Disneyland. We went a few weeks ago for free because our rinky-dink accountant, who's very sweet, screwed something up, and he was like, I invested in Disney 40 years ago and I get free passes, so he sent us. But of just the kids going nuts in line, I was like, why does it take that much to just have a little fidget thing every 30 feet for kids to play with?
Legoland gets it, man. They put little fun things, little rock walls for the kids to climb on and stuff. And
dude, for autistic kids by autistic kids.
Exactly. Right. It's so all of the above, and the piece de resistance is they have a water park.
That, to me, blew my mind, and I didn't even know about it until we went. And what was nice, and I think very smart, is they let you, on the regular side, go over and do a couple of them. Like, oh, you have access to these 2 water park ones. And then you can see the bounty of the water park, and you're like, we have to come back to do the water park. But you weren't fully locked out. You were got to experience getting wet on a hot day and seeing the slides and doing a couple of things. And you're like, we have to do this.
Yeah, because this is turning into full amusement park.
So what? We're full dads, dude.
That
full
is true.
send. We got 10 years of this. Fuck them. We do it live.
We're going to do it live. Knott's is, they have a water park as well, but it's a full different park. You got to buy a separate ticket. It's a whole thing. You got to
you got to get a TB shot.
No, you need a lot of shots for that park, I think. No, Legoland, it's within the park. They go, you want to come in? You can do it. Your ticket includes it. There's locker rooms. You can change.
How were the locker rooms?
Great. Anyway, full recommendation for Legoland. We stayed one night at the Legoland Hotel.
How was it?
Fun. Super fun.
Do you wish you did the castle instead?
We did the Castle Hotel. Sorry.
Oh.
Legoland has 2 hotels.
Yeah.
They're both, I call them both the Legoland Hotel. One is the official Legoland one. One's called the Castle one.
Yeah, and they have a Legoland Howard Johnson's.
Best Western.
You get murdered by a Legoland character.
There's so much to unpack here. That's why we need sponsored content, because there's too many things. There's the restaurant in the hotel, which gets crazy. There's all these experiential things inside the hotel.
What do you mean gets crazy?
It gets so busy because it's a buffet and it's included with the hotel.
I don't know if I could do a buffet.
So in the morning, it's batshit crazy. The line gets so long. So we got up super early to go to breakfast, and we were fine. I bet
you woke up at 5.
We were there at 7 a.m.
Everybody up.
Yeah, it was great.
Ding, ding, ding.
We had so much fun, man. It was great. The boys had a blast. What a fun way to spend their birthday instead of doing a party. We also had 2 of our friends meet us down there and their kids.
Who, the Saldanos?
Not the Saldanos.
Big mistake.
It's 2 of the friends from school, actually.
Oh.
So they happened to be going to Legoland anyway, and we timed it with their visit. We were like, oh yeah, this is perfect. Just ended up working out well. So this isn't the recommendation section of the show, but my recommendation to you parents out there with young kids, go to an amusement park with your kids and have them each choose a friend or something for their birthday. You will not regret it. There's no cleanup. Yeah. Everyone has a great time. It's
Low
such
stress.
a fun experience. It's not that expensive unless you're going to Disney.
Let's do all in, John. How much?
That's a good question. Let me. I didn't keep track of incidentals, so I'll give you the price, but I don't know.
That's why you're rich.
Restaurants, we got souvenirs, this, that, and the other. I want to say it was probably just under $1,000.
2 adults, 2 kids plus hotel, $1,000.
Yeah,
that's more than I thought. I thought we were coming in at 5 large.
No, because one night
large
in the hotel
is actually 1,000, but
2 nights,
5 bands. 5 bands, I thought.
2 days at the park, the hotel, also all the tickets. So 4 tickets to the park.
Do they have a fast pass kind of thing?
You don't even need it, but they do.
And
the lines
go so
fast. No, but our tickets, season passes. So now we got the whole year.
Oh, so you upgrade a little bit.
Yeah, so that's why it was a little more, because we got season passes for the year now. So now we can go back all year long.
Can you bring a friend?
You look kind of
me.
They take your picture. Maybe you could pass for one of my children.
I'll wear lifts.
So,
Damn.
yeah, that's the Legoland birthday weekend extravaganza.
All right. So, listeners, first person to comment on the first clip that we drop from this episode gets to be John's free buddy.
I'll take you with me to Legoland.
Pass. That's a joke.
Yeah, so that was my weekend. But Brandon, it wouldn't be an episode of Listen They're Fine if we didn't have a medical update from you. Anything happen in your life?
John, I think we got to take a break and do a cold open part 2 on the medical update.
All right, we'll come back. Let's take a break.
Buckle up.
All right, we're back with the Hypochondriac Hour with Brandon Ogborn.
Dude, I've said it before, I've said it again. When I go in to see my primary care doctor, he sighs audibly and he says, "What now?" And he wasn't wrong. I kind of was like a little vindicated because I was like, guess what, bitch? This isn't some willy-nilly, is this rash melanoma?
You thought I was going to come in with some bullshit. I got something serious for you today.
You thought I was going to come in and say, what's the normal amount of times an adult goes poop in America in a given day?
Do my eyebrows look normal?
Yeah. Somebody said they look threaded, but I just kind of set the trimmer and he goes, please don't.
Do you think it's a medical thing or?
Dude, he goes, what? And I said, there's some lumps on my testicles. And he goes, how'd you find them? And I said, my wife found them. I said, Jenna found them. And he dude, if he should have Lorne Michaels' voice because the things he says is so Lorne Michaels. He goes, well, that was very nice of her. Dry as a bone.
Yeah.
And he said, you don't need to tell me how she found them, because he knew I was going to be like, well, if you want to know. So
yeah, he's used to you. He's like, listen, I know you're going to try to make a joke here. I don't need to hear about it.
So he reluctantly, begrudgingly gave me an exam. And he goes, yeah, she's right. There's some lumps. And he goes, they're probably nothing. And then he goes, like a cunt, he goes, well, I imagine my prognosis isn't going to be sufficient, so you're probably going to want to get a second opinion or some kind of scan.
Knowing you.
And I said, well, yeah, dude, I have lumps on my testicles. Yeah. You know, the average age of cancer for testicles, blah, 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 blah. He goes, he's not even facing me. He's just going like this while he's charting, just like,
I do like that you use your Lorne Michaels voice for your doctor, because I think that's probably his demeanor, where he's just kind of fed up with you and very judgmental.
And he goes, that charting with one hand, not even looking at me, dismissing me like this, and he
waving you off.
Literally waving me off. He goes, it's fine. I'm putting in the orders. It's fine. You won't leave me alone until you get a result.
Oh, my God.
And I was like, what the you want me to sit here with cancer balls?
Yeah.
So he sets it up, and he said scan. So since I've had so many like MRIs on my back and leg and shoulders and blah, 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 because I'm made of candle wax, I assume that they're going to like MRI my testicles. So I show up at the place, and I look at the orders, and it says not an MRI.
Okay, so you think you're going in for an MRI, then you go in, it says not an MRI.
It says not an MRI.
That's the official thing. It says not an MRI.
It says this isn't what you thought. It says ultrasound. And I go, I remember that when my wife had the baby and they put the gel on. I was like, that doesn't make sense. I'm not
pretty much the only time I've ever seen an ultrasound done.
I go, I'm not a woman. And I say to the guy who greets me, who's, it's important. He's an elderly Indian man.
Oh, it's important that you explain to us his
and he's very rotund.
Age and
he's in his
race.
60s to 70s. I say all that to say that you can imagine I probably don't want to fuck this guy.
Yeah.
You know?
He's not your type.
He's not my type, right? Mm-hmm. And I say, doctor, I think there's a mistake because there's an ultrasound. I'm not a woman, clearly.
I'm not pregnant.
And he says, I'm not going to do the voice. I'm not going to do the voice.
You're going to do it.
And he goes, I'm not the doctor. And I go, oh, well, that's positive racism that I assumed you were.
Sure. Yeah. Joke's on me.
And he just like says, lay down, and like the doctor will be in, or the not the doctor, the
technician.
The technician. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just laying there, dude. And I go, like, I haven't prayed like a real dedicated prayer in a long time.
Because you're nervous.
I'm so nervous. And
that's understandable.
Yeah.
You're nervous. You have cancer.
I have testicular cancer.
Yeah, this is something to be nervous about. So
I'm doing like full on prayers. There's two. The first one, of course, is like, please don't give me testicular cancer that I die. I was like, I've had a vasectomy, so I don't care if you take out my balls and give me fake ones, but I just don't want to, die.
Sure.
This early. And the second one is, please don't have the technician be a woman. Please don't have the technician be a woman that I find attractive. And boy, John.
Because you're one step ahead of maybe me here. You're thinking, because it's an ultrasound and because of your balls.
Yeah.
You are concerned if it's an attractive woman doing this procedure.
They're going to be doing whatever. I don't know what it is yet, but they're going to be examining.
Let's get into it, Brandon. So
first off, she comes in, dump truck, thick, busty, exotic.
Mm-hmm. Keep talking.
Just, hitting the marks.
Yeah. She is your type.
She doesn't even look like she looks like she's headed out to a major promotional event.
It's, you know what it is? It's the old movie trope where she comes in like, I'm your nurse, and then it's a stripper, right?
Cartoonishly so, dude. And I'm not into strippers, but I was just like, I'm alone. They dim the lights like it's a massage.
Mm. Did they put on some Enya?
Dude, I was about to put on Megadeth or something to get me out of it. She's like, lay down, take off your I'll put this over you. This is going to be cold. I close my eyes. I start looking at the wall, not for a long time. Since I remember when you're like first start to hit puberty and you get boners all the time out of nowhere and you can't stop it. And you're like, oh no, I got one at school. I hope they don't call me up to the chalkboard.
I do remember that. Just a stiff gust of wind.
Closing my eyes, just imagining my grandmother fully nude, covered in, meat sauce, just like anything to make me be grossed out. While for 45 minutes straight, John, she is rubbing all over the gel all over my ball sack. She's turning them around. She's lifting them up and down.
Speak slower for the audience, buddy.
Dude.
People are taking care of business while they're listening to you right now.
I've had an epidural, speaking of pregnancy procedures, needle in my spine, one of the worst pains I've ever felt. That was more comfortable than this. I was like counting the seconds. I was playing the most horrifying horror movie scenes I remembered in my head, the most embarrassing moments in my head, just like fully disassociating. I don't want to compare myself to a victim of SA, but probably to the extent that people who tell horrible stories of how they had to like put themselves in an alternate state of mind to survive a horrific instance of abuse. I pushed myself there to not have this technician call the police on me.
I mean, Brandon, some people pay good money for the experience you had.
I called my wife after she called me because I was too embarrassed. And she was like, how did it go? Such a long pause. And she goes, what? And I almost started crying. I told her broad strokes.
You told her you cheated on her.
Basically. She did not react like I thought. She laughed so hard at me.
Sure.
I was so embarrassed.
Your wife,
I was even more embarrassed.
It begs repeating, your wife is a medical professional.
My wife is a medical professional.
Your wife is a nurse.
Yeah. But for women, because she's in labor and delivery, so she doesn't understand what men go through.
She doesn't get it.
She doesn't get it.
She doesn't understand having you're getting an ultrasound on your balls. Does your wife know this nurse?
I don't know if she does. She said, what was her name? And I said, beats me.
He said, I'll never tell you.
She said, what's her name? And I said, Cloris Leachman. And she said, what? And I said, that's who I was picturing the whole time. So I wouldn't jizz all over this room.
I mean, there's a lot to unpack here, dude, but
a lot of trauma. Can we just say I'm a trauma victim?
Without making this too gross, do you feel as though you comported yourself well throughout this procedure? As far as this beautiful nurse was concerned, was everything on the up and up?
Yeah, I think when I was totally normal, like when she'd say, are you doing good? And I'd go, I'm okay. I think she was like, this guy's all done. He's a regular guy. When she said, we're finished, I said, well, that'll be about it for me, too.
I mean,
see you Wednesday. She said, what? Goodbye.
She is an ultrasound technician. She knows what she's doing. This isn't her first rodeo. She's done this before.
She said, you can fill out the comment card. I said, this has never happened to me before. It doesn't usually happen like that.
Yeah. Maybe she was offended. She goes, every guy I do this to gets a gnarly erection.
Gets a happy ending or requests one. And I have to say, it's not that kind of place.
That the first time this has happened.
Yeah. I should have been like.
She was offended.
I should have been like, just so you know, I'm into guys, so don't, I hope you don't take it personal or hurt your self-esteem.
You have a pattern, Brandon.
Which one?
Well, you have a couple. But the pattern I'm speaking of right now is you get very attractive service providers. I'm thinking back to the massage you got with the rodeo queen.
Oh, that's right.
And I forget exactly where it was, but very attractive woman giving you a massage.
Well, that one, by the way, that young lady was not massaging me. She gave me this like laser, like red infrared light blanket, essential oil, like wrap thing treatment. There was very little touching of my body, which I was grateful for.
Yes.
And then I could just relax to make small talk with her about rodeo life. My fear was
go back and listen to the Rodeo Queen episode, guys.
I don't know what number it is.
I don't know what number it is.
Look it up, but it's pretty legendary.
But how dare you for not knowing yourself, audience? You should have already heard that episode.
I mean, I wish that she was like, there's no ultrasound today. We can just talk. I would have been like, great.
Thank God.
When does the guy outside work? You know?
Should have asked what her day off was. I'm going to reschedule.
Yeah, please. I'm going to make a complaint.
Well, okay. So, boy, we spent a long time talking about that procedure, but did we get the results back?
Yeah, negative. And my doctor was happy to tell me that.
I bet he was.
It's like I thought. If you did a little research, since you're always talking about the research you do on your own, you would have seen that because you got a vasectomy, that sometimes the way the blood flows, you can get different lumps of fatty tissue that build up in there. And they usually go away eventually, but that's what you were feeling around your testicles.
Probably would have been good information to get that before you went into the ultrasound.
I actually did tell you that, but you were talking over me. I was like, okay.
I think...
I said, but now you have it here on paper, so you can show that to your wife and read it before you go to bed whenever you have any worries.
I like to think when you went back into his office and got the results, and he tells you, good news, you don't have cancer. Bad news is, we think you're gay. Because I talked to the technician.
And strange news, she's filing a civil case against you. Dude, I was like, am I being punked? Because I was like, there's no way this is the person.
Sure.
There's no way.
Well, if things don't work out between you and Jenna, maybe go on back. Maybe you find another lump.
Dude, you think I want to deal with her Saudi Arabian family?
Well, now you're telling us what race and everything. Wow.
I'm talking about my wife.
Oh, okay. Got it.
Let's take a break. Okay, and we're back.
Yes, we're back.
Boy, you know what I think about a lot?
Tell me.
How my life is better that my kids don't do sports.
Boy, is it ever.
Yeah. How's it going in that department?
What a
with that
lead-in.
Heteronormatives.
What a lead-in.
Yeah. Crisscross the applesauce.
Time to cross them legs for our video audience.
I'll be a gentleman too. Call back to our last episode.
So good news and good news. Baseball season is over. We are very excited.
Bad news, football season just started, right?
Yeah, we're not in football though.
Yet.
So we had the last game of the season. My son, my 9-year-old,
was it a barn burner? What do they call a good game?
Dude, it was a good game, actually.
Did they give him the stinky cheddar?
It was the first team versus the first ranked team versus the second ranked team.
Dodgers versus Angels.
Our son
Cubs versus Sox
was in the second ranked team or whatever, and so they played but they lost. But it was a really good game.
Do they still go good game, and they kind of?
Oh yeah, they do all that stuff, all the stuff. It's all the tropes.
Well, I don't know if things changed.
Yeah, I mean it's a fair question.
Yeah, do they call them baseball people now instead of baseball players? You know,
no, it is all boys though. I wondered if there would be any girls.
Why is softball for girls and baseball for boys? I also feel like they should change it from softball to like big balls.
It also sounded like a very like a book you would see at the airport or something.
What's it called? Why
baseball for boys and softball for girls or something, right?
God, like you're there, God, it's me, Jose Canseco.
Exactly.
I'm freaking out with all these baseball references.
You really are. It goes deep.
I got a book. It's called Steroids and Why They're Delicious.
So baseball season's over. We've asked our son if he wants to play again, and he says he's not sure. He's pondering. I think his biological father.
I thought you were going to say, and he said, I want to go into the priesthood.
I could see that too.
I could see that so clearly.
His biological father, I think, is pushing for it. He's been the pusher the whole time here.
The priesthood?
No, baseball.
Oh.
Stay on track, man.
Wait, so what sport's next?
I'm not sure.
Oh.
We don't know if he's going to want to do any future sports or if he's going to want to do baseball again or not. There was quite an investment for this first season. We'll see if he wants to do it again. We're not sure, but we are thankful it's over for the year.
Is it really like almost a year? Like it doesn't start until the spring?
Dude, all this stuff, like I find it even boring to talk about, and it's my life.
I'm just trying to be polite.
I know you are. It's spring ball, and then there's fall ball.
Spring training season.
And then there's, I don't fucking know.
Fall
there's
ball.
all these different seasons.
Ice ball. Winter.
Yeah, it's so boring.
I could see your kid, though, just being like, I joined pickleball, and you're like, yeah, but that's like a sport for retirees. And he goes, I'm an alternate. But you have to drop him off at Leisure World.
Yeah.
You
remember do you remember I Heart Huckabees?
Oh yeah, I love that movie.
You remember the Jason Schwartzman character
Absolutely.
in it?
Yeah.
I think my 9-year-old kind of reminds me of him a little bit.
Well, your 9-year-old reminds me of Jason Schwartzman in Rushmore.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Because of that montage. I think the line I stole, I'm an alternate, because it's from the scene where they had done a whole montage where he's like in Flight Club and they have an airplane. He's in Chess Club.
Oh, that's
he's
right.
in Model UN
and
all these different things. And then a few minutes later, they cut to Bill Murray, the rich dad donor to the school who's got horrible twin boys that go there. And he's at a basketball game. And then Jason Schwartzman does all these backflips in front of the auditorium, and he rips off his onesie. And he's in the male cheerleading outfit. He goes, "You're on the cheer," or he does that on the cheer team, and then he rips it off, and he's in his basketball shorts. And Bill Murray goes, "You play basketball too?" He goes, "I'm an alternate," and he jogs out. And I think he gets hit right in the face with a ball immediately.
I haven't seen Rushmore in years.
Holds up, man.
I do feel like Jason Schwartzman in that movie, the character he plays in that movie, is basically the same character that's in I Heart Huckabees.
Yeah.
Just the one in I Heart Huckabees is the grown-up version of him.
Yeah, and he's more of a dick to people.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think your kid's like that. I was also kind of like that, specific to that character, because if you remember in the movie Rushmore, he has all these different artistic extracurriculars he does, and science and English and other things, but he has like D average. Because Bill Murray goes to the leader of the school. He goes, sharp little guy. And he goes, he's one of the worst students we've got. And that was me. Like, couldn't graduate. They had to change my math grade from a D- to a D+ so I could graduate. But it was in the running for the actual Academy Awards in high school for a short film I did.
Oh my God.
Like, I submitted to the Cannes Film Festival and got a letter back that was like, we highly considered your short film. It was a beautiful piece of cinema, especially for such a precocious boy.
Sure.
Unfortunately, blah, blah, blah. But like, failed every science test.
Was it based on your school shooter poem?
It was school shooter adjacent, I'll tell you that.
Man, you really found your lane.
Dude, nobody was talking about it yet. It was.
Oh,
it was
I love
school
it.
shooter
I love
adjacent. It was about how violence is a part of who we are because of society, man. Have you ever thought about that, John?
Not till right now.
Guess who's going to fucking convert that VHS to a digital file and screen that soon?
Let's do a screening of that. Let's invite over some friends.
Dude.
Do a screening.
Maybe
that's our first live event.
I don't know if you can handle.
Hey, folks, let us know
how
if you
long
want,
my hair was.
If you want our first Listen They're Fine live event to be where we screen Brandon's film from high school.
Oh, let's screen it at the. I'll make a special arrangement at my kids' elementary school.
Okay.
I'll be like, don't worry, I'm TB negative. Hope your kids can handle this.
So
it's in black and white. I shot it myself. Yes, I'm smoking cigarettes on camera.
And I'm 17.
Yep.
Wow, real rebel.
Okay, well, baseball's a dead sport.
Yeah, so baseball's over, but it did get me thinking, because this is what happens when anything happens in your life. Your algorithm gets adjusted on Instagram and the social media feeds.
Yeah.
And so I saw this podcast clip the other day on Instagram, and it was a dad talking about, oh man, Saturdays are so hard when you have kids because you have to get, 3 kids to multiple locations, all at 9 a.m. One's got baseball, one's got basketball. And he's going on and on talking about just like how hard it is, and single people don't understand how hard it is, and blah, 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 blah. And I was like, my thought was, yeah, it doesn't have to be that way. You don't have to do that. You don't have to sign your kids up for all this stuff. So I kind of just looked at the comments real quick. There was thousands of comments.
Did you say, I'm going to add to this?
No, I don't ever. I just looked.
Never, advice for the listeners, never do it unless if it's a positive comment, because people will come at you. If that's your thing,
totally.
Go for it.
Unless it's our show and our Instagram, then you should definitely comment on all the stuff.
Yeah, you can comment negative on us.
Whatever you want.
But like what videos that I've seen that are viral and people will be like, you know what you should have done? People will be like, fuck you.
Yeah.
Nice face, you dumb bitch. You're a white guy wearing a sombrero. I go, listen, I have a podcast. Just kidding. It's not me, but they come after people, dude. They'll come after, they'll be like, your wife's ugly. Your dog should be shot. They just like personal attacks on everybody.
So that's what this was.
Yeah.
And I almost sent it to you, and now I can't find it in my Instagram feed because I didn't send it to you. So I'm like, who knows? It's gone forever.
So wait, this messed up your algorithm? Or you're
No. I'm just saying the comments that I saw were interesting because some people had the reaction that I was having internally, which was, hey, dude, it doesn't need to be this way. If you don't need to sign your kid up for 19 sports. If you have 3 kids, that's not how it has to be. So some people were kind of saying that. But then then it was just, it was a war zone in this comments field. Because then other people start going, oh, if you didn't want kids, why'd you have them?
Dude, we got to do more edgy stuff.
Having kids means you sign them up for sports. And then, the person responds back, shows how little you know, my kids don't even like sports.
Dude, I'm going to do something right now. We're going to clip this.
Yeah.
I think that we should just drop our kids off at the mall, even if they're 2 years old, for the whole day. They'll figure it out.
Yeah, why not?
I think we should do that. That's a modest proposal.
Are you just trying
to talk about it in the comments?
You just trying to bait comment bait? Yeah. So then it's just, the back and forth and people going, oh yeah, your kids don't like sports. I wonder if that's because you're gay and you don't like sports, Just so much back and forth. And it got me thinking just like, wow, this is the world we're in.
It is the world we're in.
Where people can't even just discuss these things in a rational manner. People get so upset about it right away.
It'd be funny to do those personal attacks on people based on their profile picture that always happens, but just to do completely inaccurate things.
Mm-hmm.
So if it's like, a black person, you could be like, yeah, well, that's why you build rockets, isn't it, Gary? And you adopted all those Latino children. Must be nice. And it'll be like, What are you talking about? No. And then you just go to like a white lady and you're like, nice Pocahontas outfit. And she's just like, I don't even know what that movie is. And you just drop all these fake things to have people have to justify. I think it points out how stupid it is.
I think this is your hobby when you retire one day.
I think so. Dropping a bomb in.
Yeah. I did have to click on some of these profiles because people were just going crazy. And I'm going, who has time to do this?
But that's my ADHD is so bad, John, that I'll open Instagram and the very first video that's there, doesn't matter what it is. I'll go, oh, Homer Simpson. What's this? And I click on it and then I go, I wonder what the comments are.
Yeah.
I'm not a very good Homer Simpson. And then I'm like, I wonder what this person is. I'll read a whole argument and then I'll go, I wonder what this person's life is. And I click on their profile. And then I'm like,
down the rabbit
25 minutes.
Yeah.
And I'm like, ugh! And then I just shut it. Like,
yeah, you throw it away like uranium. Yeah, get it away. No, but I mean, a lot of these people, it's so funny where they're so opinionated. They're going off. You click on their profile, 11 followers, following 4,028 people.
0 posts.
Yeah, 0 posts.
Or 2 posts, private.
Yeah, private.
And sometimes their name will be like John Ahern 14, which usually means either they couldn't get John Ahern or they've been deleted 14 times. They had to make a new account.
Yeah. So
anytime there's a self-help quote in there, I go, you're fucking trash. If it'll be like, it's not about the destination, it's the journey, I'm like, you're dead. You know?
Totally. I mean,
here for the glow up.
Weird commenters aside, it did make me think, I don't think,
like kids.
I don't think you need to sign kids up for 19 sports. Right. I think it's too much. What are we doing here? When I was a kid, yeah, some kids got signed up for sports and it was fine, but it didn't take over your whole life it does now.
I was a kid. I just waved a flag in the middle of the desert on a racetrack while cars and dirt bikes were flying at me. I was 8 years old.
Did my parents know where I was?
We smoked cigarettes behind the 7-Eleven. Sure, some of us were molested.
Yeah.
Sure, some of us got hit by a car. Sure, we accidentally started some woods on fire.
You get it.
Sure, I was drunk driving at age 15. Sure, some of my friends had sexual relationships with teachers. Some of them ended up selling Amway for them.
But at least our parents didn't have to get up at 8 a.m. on a Saturday.
They didn't have to do that. They got to sleep in.
Yeah.
They got to sleep in.
And that's what I'm telling our audience we need to go back to. Make America great again.
Let them get arrested while shoplifting at a Meyer Thrifty Acre or at Claire's at the mall. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you really.
So, are you saying all this for your kids, your stepkid's dad? Is this a plea to him?
I'm going to send this to him.
We don't need to do any more sports?
No, I don't know what I'm saying.
The call is from coming inside the house, John. Is that how they say it? You're the one doing this. And you're going to keep doing it. I see this motherfucker, audience. I see this guy, this beautiful man next to me. I see him around town doing activities. I've seen this motherfucker around the corner while his kids are doing skateboarding classes in a church parking lot. It costs $500. I looked into it. I've seen you multiple times. You're doing rock climbing and stuff. Yeah. You're doing picnics. You know, I'm not against picnics, but you got them signed up for stuff, dude. The call's from coming inside the house. I'm glad that you had to come to Jesus this season. We'll see where you are in the fall.
You're such an asshole.
We'll see where you are. We'll see what field you're going to be on with those beautiful boys. You know, my standards are low for my kids.
Yeah, what is your plan? Are you going to sign your kids up for a bunch of stuff?
Military school. Henry is going to be in military school.
Oh, okay.
It's the end of the world, John.
Yeah, right,
There's
dude.
Nothing coming
You're
for
such
them.
a liar. Your daughter's all about gymnastics. It's only a matter of time before she's in fucking dance class.
Again, eating disorder. But
and then your dance and gymnastics, Dad. Oh, dude.
I'm already dancing. I'm already gymnastics, Dad. I want
dance
nothing
recitals.
We already did the
practice.
dance. We did the dance thing. We're out on dance.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. The well's been poisoned. No thanks.
Was it too much drama?
It's too intense. It's too much drama.
Wow.
We take it easy. You know? We take it easy. Also, she did a test at gymnastics, and I was like, oh, they're going to move her up. You pay to do this test. They don't move her up. They go, she's a white star now. They call her like rainbows or whatever. She's in the rainbows or the stars. And I go, okay. And then they're like, she got upgraded to blue stars. I go, oh, cool. So another class, they go, No, she's in the same class. I go, there's like 5 different stars. Yeah. So is she in a different group within the class with like a different teacher? No, she's the same thing. So how long is she in this class? 2 years. Okay.
Just extracting money from
2
you.
years. It's a fucking scam.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your daughter's 7, correct?
As far as I know, yeah.
Okay. It's only a matter of time. You give this another year or 2, she's going to want to sign up for other shit.
I mean, I bet you it could be soon. I keep thinking it'll be any day now, but she goes, I love it. I go, are you sure? I'm trying to lead her. I go, it kind of seems like a dump.
Listen,
they're out of toilet paper in the bathroom. You sure you want to keep going here?
I hope for you she doesn't want to sign up for other organized sporting activities because it is a pain in the ass. You do want to support your kids in the things that they're interested in, but some of these things are such commitments. We like to travel. We like to do fun things with the kids. And when you sign up for these things, you are losing your weekends. You're losing your evenings.
How do you
don't
feel?
get flexibility anymore.
I had a thought regarding Maggie, and I wonder how you feel as a musician. A couple people popped up on my feed, and this is going to make me sound like a pervert, but kids who do instruments very incredibly. Like there's a young woman, I forget her name, who's like a rock and roll girl. She seems like she's in high school. She was just on like Colbert or something, and she's kind of like a Joan Jett style. There was like a younger kid. It seems like he has rich parents, but he's like playing fucking incredible drums, and the confidence that those kids have. And it's mostly like a solo sport until they join a band, but these kids aren't in real bands yet. But I'm like, Maggie's so insecure and like, anxious and this and that. And I'm like, what if I try to get her, if I bring her to some shows, some girl power shows,
sure,
rock shows that maybe she'll be like, oh, that's what I want to do. Or like, I want to do an instrument, and that might make her like toughen up a little bit more like heteronormative guy sports would. Because not solo sports, because like gymnastics and dance are mostly like solo sports, and me, that I'm like, she's not interested in team sports, maybe like rock.
Here's the problem, I think. I'm going to do a little bit of a tangent. Is
rock is dead.
The baseball stuff, it does have very valuable components to it. As much as I fucking hate doing all the stuff, the losing, teaching kids how to lose gracefully, teaching them that it's not all about them, it's about a team.
Yeah.
Right? Where it's like, yeah, you go up to bat, sometimes you hit, sometimes you don't. Do your best, you move on, you don't throw a fit.
You say good game.
Yeah, and it teaches them there's another game tomorrow, and there's another game after that, and it's okay. These are all such great lessons for the kids to lose. The flip side of the argument is, yeah, you're giving away all your nights and weekends. It's this huge commitment. It's such a pain in the ass. You have to deal with other baseball dads and families.
Why do they have to do it so many fucking times?
I fucking hate it, dude. It's the worst. So that being said, I don't think it needs to be baseball. I think there are other things. I think it's good to support your kids in things that they enjoy doing and can be good at. It does build confidence. I don't think it needs to be baseball. I think it can be any number of things.
What if we make a new league called Rock and Ball? Once a week, 2 teams, you split up those teams. Half one team and half another team has to be in a rock group that plays during the whole truncated baseball game, and it alternates.
Okay.
Think about it.
I'll think about it. We're gonna
think about it for the merch. Wyatt, write it down.
Work out the logistics of
Rock
this.
and Ball. I can see the poster right now. It's very Richard Linklater.
I think there's something to be said for, pick up basketball games and pick up baseball games. That's the type of shit that I did when I was a kid. I know it makes you sound like an old man when you say when I was a kid, but I feel like you really did get a lot of the same lessons, which was, yeah, sometimes you win, sometimes lose, sometimes you're out of town. It's not a big deal. It's not this huge commitment.
And sometimes you'd be playing pickup in Hell's Kitchen with your stick, and one of the bully cops would come by and start beating you because you're an Irish immigrant.
It does beg repeating that I
and
grew
you're
up
not supposed to play with the Italians
in the 1800s.
Yeah. Get out of here.
In the
scallywag.
5 boroughs.
Yeah. Okay, great. Well, we learned a lot.
We did.
I'm joking about the eating disorder, by the way, but we do have another appointment for Maggie to see if she's just picky, or if maybe she has a dietary thing, or maybe she just likes to eat strictly goldfish crackers and dehydrated strawberries. I don't wish it on her, but I am tomorrow. Speaking of, Henry and my wife and father-in-law Larry are going to a baseball game at the Angel Stadium. Me and Maggie don't want to go, and I'm bringing Maggie to a rotating sushi restaurant.
Yeah, you are.
Where it's on a conveyor belt. with the stated purpose, because it's gamified and she'll be interested because it's kind of tapas, and the more plates you eat, the more little special like Hello Kitty things you win from a little machine. But so she'll hopefully expand her horizons to try more food.
Whatever it takes, man.
Whatever it takes.
Get these kids eating shit besides butter noodles and grilled cheese, right?
And dino nuggets. That's it.
Yeah.
That's all. And I've tried everything, and now I'm trying this. I'll give you an update next week.
Yeah, that's a whole other can of worms. My 9-year-old's the exact same way.
Dude.
My younger son, the 7-year-old, he fucking eats everything now. It's great.
Same with Henry.
Yeah, it's weird.
He ate a 1/4-pound hamburger on a pretzel bun with all kinds of crazy fixings. It could have been like dog food. He would have been like, that's okay.
And he's all the stronger for it.
Yep.
All
Okay.
right, let's take a break. Well, Brandon, you asked me about my weekend. I had the beautiful Legoland weekend.
It was so great.
How was your weekend?
We were childless cat ladies for the weekend in Las Vegas.
Ooh.
We went and saw No Doubt at the Sphere.
Nice.
I don't know hardly anything about this band, but I happen to be friends with the drummer, Adrian, who's a really sweet guy and used to come into my restaurant.
Mm-hmm.
And he came to my rinky-dink little one-man show, and we've been little lunch buddies. And he was like, I came to your show. You want to come to mine? I was like, okay.
My show was at a Black Box Theater in Long Beach.
Yours is bigger.
Playing at the Sphere.
Yours is a little bigger. But he's the nicest guy. It's nothing to him. He doesn't see it
I
any
love
other
No
way.
Doubt, man. That's awesome.
And his wife, Nina's so sweet, and I've kind of gotten to know their family, and they were just so gracious and welcomed us into their friend group. I met a few of his friends at the restaurant, and they're all just top-notch people. And we had such a fun time. He was unfortunately sick as a dog, so he couldn't hang out and powered through the show, but they did this No Doubt experience before the show at this hotel connected to the Sphere.
Yeah.
And it was like a museum installation. It was huge.
It's not just a concert. It's a whole event.
Dude, this thing was so beautifully curated, and it kind of, because I know of the band, I've heard the hits, but like, I'm not from Orange County, I'm not from Anaheim.
You're not from SoCal,
It didn't mean anything specific to me geographically of like, hey man, if they could make it, these scrappy kids from the Orange County burbs, then I can. You know, those songs didn't hit me like that, but to see the production of the No Doubt experience, where it kind of takes you through the band and their history, and I mean, these guys it's been almost 40 years, and like seeing their band signs of like No Doubt with the Red Hot Chili Peppers at Long Beach City College, 1987.
That's
You're just
so
like,
crazy.
What? And then Adrian had a bunch of his like outfits that he'd wear for his shows, which were like
he wears
crazy,
the craziest
crazy
outfits.
ones. And ones that I remember, dude, like seeing these on TV at like the MTV Awards or whatever. I'd try to put on, or my dad would see me watching and be like, why is he dressed like a prostitute or whatever? And I'm like, well, I think it's cool, change the channel or whatever.
He'd wear devil horns and stuff.
Yeah,
right?
and just like drag and clown outfits. And he's kind of like a pan to that band. And one of the guys we sat with, one of their friends was in music television at VH1 years ago. And he was like, yeah, I know, I've known them forever because I'd always program them on different stuff. And a lot of that, I think, was because they were like fun. So they do like Fashion Week or like a spring break thing, because like, no offense to Smashing Pumpkins, but Smashing Pumpkins is a little more like, we're sad and dark, and they're like, well, life is cool and wild, and we're from Orange County, and our garage band and a punk band and a ska band and a pop band and a reggae band.
Very attractive female frontman.
I mean, they're all very attractive if you ask me. The Tony guy on bass is also very attractive.
Yeah, well, I mean, but that's nothing new. There's plenty of attractive male musicians. The fact that it was a female-led kind of punk
I'm thinking
ska
about
band.
Dr. John.
You know what I mean? That made a big difference.
I'm thinking about Meatloaf. Yeah, sure. Like, you definitely, there's a lot of like being in the audience and seeing the reaction to the fan base, who very clearly with what they're wearing, you can tell in their age. I mean, they almost look like it was 4th Street Retro Row, people in their 40s and 50s, who have been fans forever and dressed like the band. Gwen Stefani meant the world to them, and you can tell these guys have had major crushes on her. I mean, who didn't? But these guys specifically who are fans are like, wish fulfillment. The romance between her and the bass player in the band that was part of like Don't Speak and the Spiderweb song. And
they really made a whole narrative out of that.
I mean, the narrative of the show itself was like phenomenal. But anyway, it was super cool. It was once in a lifetime. It was like royal treatment.
I'm glad you guys did that. That's awesome.
I mean, the best part of it, aside from the experience of it, which was hilarious. I should pause. There was an anecdote which was like, it's so trippy at the Sphere, like seeing these massive 16K videos and the kind of documentary that they laced in between of the story of the band and how their original lead singer John Spence took his own life very early in the band, and just the tragedy and the success of the band over these many, many years. It was so moving. But then the visuals, you're just like, holy fucking shit. And I immediately was like, I cannot imagine doing mushrooms here. And as I'm thinking that, this guy starts talking to the row behind us, and he's leaning over my wife, who was about to be like, hey, buddy, give us some room. Jason Bateman voice. And he goes, did you guys try the calamari? Did you guys eat the calamari? The calamari. He's being all loud. And I'm like, the fucking guy. And then he sits down and he's like, I took the shrooms. Did anybody else do the shrooms? And the whole row goes, yeah, I ate one of the bags. This other guy, I ate a bag. By the way, these don't look like stoners. They look like they work for OpenAI.
Sure.
No offense. Once the show starts, dude, these guys are like heads back, eyes bulged, mouths
you don't need
open.
To do mushrooms when you go to the Sphere.
And I told Jenna, I was like, we got to go down to the floor because we could also be on the floor. I was like, I don't want this guy to barf calamari on us or something like that, or have some kind of medical emergency.
Doing mushrooms before you go to the Sphere, it's like, talk about like bringing water to the beach, man.
Dude, truly.
What are you doing?
And when we left, we stayed for the little after party, so the place was pretty cleared out when we left, and we walked by this like kind of ambulance bank that they have of like for emergencies.
Sure.
And nothing was happening, but there was an EMT standing around who kind of looked like the lead EMT. And I was sober, so behaved sober, so he wasn't weirded out when I came up, and I was like, hey man, out of curiosity, like how many transports do you get a show for drugs?
Yeah.
For people freaking out, man. Yeah. And he goes,
dish, buddy.
He goes, I don't know, not a lot. I mean, these shows probably like 5 to 10. I go, yeah. He goes, but like when the Dead was here, the Grateful Dead, he goes, 20.
We got a quite an increase, I bet.
The thing I wanted to tell you though was one of the best parts was getting to talk to your wife, getting to talk to your spouse on a long road trip without kids yelling at you.
My wife?
Yeah, I called your wife the whole drive. My wife.
Jenna sat there in silence while you talked to my wife on the drive.
I was like, shh, it's on. I'm muting my side. But we got to get into stuff, and it was so nice to be like, oh, this bit, you're playing different music.
You guys drove.
We drove, and, like Americans.
Well, because some people fly to Vegas from SoCal.
No thanks.
Okay.
Spirit. They're bankrupt. But she told me this story because Jenna has familiarity with Vegas because her grandparents used to live outside of Vegas. And it's not, and she knows like, oh, what hotel's that? That's right past this. They do this show at the Bellagio. I don't know anything.
But yeah, Jenna's from the Midwest, just for our audience.
She's from the Midwest, but at some point her grandparents, who founded a bowling alley in Wisconsin and was very successful, they sold it to her uncle and moved to the outskirts of Vegas.
I didn't know Jenna came from bowling money.
Bowling and cheese money.
Wow.
Okay. So I'll try to speed this up, which is she grew up kind of visiting out there and would occasionally summer, and it was very bucolic, very like shotguns, pickup truck, 8 dogs running through the desert kind of thing, jump in the pool.
You're
not
outside
like,
Vegas, yeah.
Yeah, we're not so much like occasionally they go into town, right? But the thing to this story is that like her grandpa, her late grandpa, who looked like Colonel Sanders, he had a gambling problem and he had a secret, and it kind of took a big dump on that side of the family, like millions of dollars lost, grandparents are getting divorced, all this drama.
Wow.
But the comedy comes in when she told me the story I'd never heard, which was when all the chips fell, Dick Goldberg, 75 plus years old, had to get a job to survive. And he got a job as a security guard at the Wynn Hotel Casino.
Oh, wow.
And I was picturing this like frail 75-year-old, guy who looks like a character from maybe RFD walking around this casino. And he's, by all accounts, a liar and a thief. So I was like, how'd this guy do as a security guard? And Jenna told me that he went into the office. He had keys. He went into Steve Wynn's office after hours, put his feet up on the desk, started pretending he was a successful hotel magnate.
Look at me, big
Look
CEO.
at me, feet up on the desk, Nancy Pelosi style. And then somebody was like, Richard, take your feet off the desk, please. Got busted.
They were watching him.
They were watching him. I don't know if he got shit canned.
Of course there's a can.
I don't know if he got shit canned, but...
Casinos, notoriously, cameras everywhere.
Just this guy her grandpa, who's been known to go onto an airplane with a roast beef sandwich and sauerkraut tucked under his arm so it stays warm, eats it on a plane.
That's a move.
That's how he thinks about other people's well-being outside of his own. Putting his feet up on this desk and cosplaying as Steve Wynn is just hysterical to me.
Listen, there was a lot to take in with her grandfather here. He lost all his money to gambling, yes?
That's right.
And then tragically, he has to then go be a security guard at a casino.
The thing about Jenna's
where
mom,
he was a big high roller, and
I'm
now
sure he
he's
complained
a
about
lowly
it.
security
If anything
guard.
ever happened to Jenna's mom's cheese empire, she would happily go work at McDonald's. Wouldn't even think about it.
Yeah.
She'd go work at the car wash and be like, got to do it.
She's very matter of fact.
Very matter of fact. That guy, I'm sure, was complaining up and down. This guy who was so slick, I met him shortly before he died. He was about to have surgery in Vegas. I met him once. He was in the hospital bed, like between surgeries. He shook my hand, and Jenna goes, check your pockets. Check your pockets.
Wow. What a story.
Yeah.
Man,
Yep.
That sounds like an indie film or something. This guy's life.
Dude, I've got the intellectual property now that's on this show.
Yeah, you need to write
He's
this
dead.
story.
He doesn't have any rights.
Yeah, like up and comer in Wisconsin, bowling alley, sells it for millions.
Yep.
He's a bowling
Blows it
alley
all.
magnet, right?
Yeah.
Goes to Vegas to live out his life with all his millions, loses it all.
Doesn't tell anybody. They find out.
Very tragic.
Dude, there's lots of stories
Becomes
about
a
that.
security guard at the hotel. Wow.
I'm big Steve Wynn. I don't know.
This is a real tragic tale.
He had a hairpiece. He called it a hair system.
Who's going to star in this?
I mean, who couldn't? There could be so many people.
Oh, man.
I mean, somebody in their 60s. It could be 70s. It could be Ben Kingsley. Could be Christopher Walken, Could be Pacino.
You know who could play it is William H. Macy. Like total loser, loses it all. What do you think? I'm casting.
I know you're casting. I do love him in Fargo. I do love the what's he sell in Fargo where he's like, well, you need the extra coat. The extra.
He's a car salesman.
Yeah, he's a car salesman.
Yeah, he's always trying to sell the undercoat.
Well, you need to get that. It's a good deal.
Yeah.
It's a good deal. The thing is you have the Jewish side of he's Dickie Goldberg, Richard Goldberg.
Okay, so you're thinking.
But I don't know, some kind of Jewish Midwestern style actor. I don't know.
Okay, well, great story, man.
Yeah, I don't know. It just is, as the kids say, living rent free in my mind.
Yeah,
of this guy putting his feet up on the desk.
Well,
yeah.
Look out for the film, the forthcoming film on Dickie Goldberg.
Dickie Goldberg.
All right, we'll be back with. Let's take a little break.
You know what he'd always say? He'd say the past is the past. Whenever they'd be like, yeah, well, you lost that money. Well, you stole that money. Well, a prostitute locked you out of your house. He'd go, the past is the past.
Yeah, that's what you have to say when you fucking...
The past is the past.
Gambled away your millions.
Yeah, Dickie Goldberg. The past is the past.
Dickie Goldberg, this one's for you.
Yep. Okay.
All right, let's take a break. We'll come back with Gotta Goes.
Gotta go.
All right, so we are back with the Gotta Go section. Brandon, would you like to go first or second?
You gotta go. I'll go first, which is just look, I get my kids are little and they don't have that great taste and stuff. And there's fun, family-friendly entertainment out there for movies. But, dude, I do not be liking jukebox musicals for kids.
Jukebox musicals for kids.
You know what a jukebox musical is?
Say more. I do not.
Okay. Your wife's into musical theater.
She is.
There's a genre of musical theater which is called a jukebox musical.
Okay.
And it's typically somewhat, I wouldn't say that it's a slander, but it's a way of kind of delineating a type of show that maybe there's not a whole lot of plot to it. Like Green Day's American Idiot, the album, that was adapted as an award-winning Broadway show. So was Alanis Morissette's Jagged Little Pill. Mm-hmm. There was another show called Jersey Boys, which is also a jukebox musical, the Michael Jackson show.
These are all examples
across the
of
universe.
Jukebox musicals.
They're just ones where there's a very light plot, and it revolves more around the singers just busting into a hit song. Not an original song.
Got it.
A hit pop song. Rock of Ages would be another one.
Yes.
They're low lift plot story-wise, right? It's very loose. Now,
it sounds like almost a concert. It sounds like a little bit
and
lazy.
they're doing this with the intellectual properties of a lot of toys for kids that they turn into 3D animated, like the Trolls movie.
Okay.
For instance, Trolls 1 and 2. Light plot, mostly they're singing pop songs and mashups similar to, I can't think of the live action one about the a cappella group that Kay Cannon wrote.
Jersey Boys?
No. It was an all-girl a cappella group contest. There were like 3 of them.
Oh, I don't know it. Pitch Perfect?
Pitch Perfect. Yeah, those are jukebox musicals.
Got it. Okay, got it.
Albeit deliberately almost kind of making fun of that genre.
Well, thank you for explaining to me what a jukebox musical is.
So the kids are watching Sing 1 and Sing 2 and the Trolls movie and Happy Feet 1 and 2. And they're just pop song after pop song. And the kids are like, I like this one. Oh, this is my song. And I'm just like, turn it down. I hate it. There's nothing meaningful to it right now. I don't expect them to be like, I want to watch OJ Made in America right now. But it's like so bottom of the barrel. I got to get some other entertainment for them, but I feel like they're almost their brains are already turned into mush now with the fast editing, and they need a whole lot to happen. However, Henry stayed at his grandpa's pop-up, Larry Jenna's dad, while we were in Vegas, and he watched The Sound of Music.
Oh, nice.
Which is 3.5 hours. He only watched the whole thing because Larry fell asleep. So I'm like, well, he did watch Sound of Music, so there's that, but I don't like these jukebox musicals. They got to go.
Well, maybe devil's advocate here. Since,
Okay.
I mean, I just learned about what a jukebox musical was very recently. Is it not an acceptable medium for getting these kids to learn and listen to music that they wouldn't otherwise hear?
That is a good point, because I was shocked the other day that Henry was like, can you play the Time Keeps on Slipping song? And I go, what? Mm-hmm. Time keeps on slipping.
Slipping.
Yeah, I forget who sings it.
I don't know.
Steve Miller Band?
That sounds right.
Sounds about right. Allman Brothers, Stephen Miller, somewhere.
I think Steve Miller Band.
Steve Miller Band. One of their only good songs, no offense. They'll be at the Sphere. And I was kind of like, oh, that's cool. And I did know, like, oh, cool. They're playing some old songs that the kids will learn. Yeah. However, I guess it's sort of like whatever it takes with, like, I'm bringing Maggie to a gamified sushi Happy Meal style restaurant that has a robot serving you drinks just so I can get her to expand her horizons with international cuisine. Yeah. Maybe it's for the best.
Spoonful of sugar, right?
Not a jukebox musical. Original music.
Coming soon.
Okay, that's what I got.
Yeah, that's a good gotta go.
I do like your devil's advocate, though. That is a good point.
Yeah, I think it's okay to want to expose your kids to higher quality things.
Yeah.
That's acceptable.
Yeah. When he's like, I want to hear the Nevermind album, I'm like,
let's do it.
Let's do Muddy Banks to the Wishka,
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. My gotta go?
Baseball.
Baseball's no, I've said enough about baseball. My gotta go is teachers releasing.
Hate teachers.
Wait.
Oh.
Brandon, no. Too soon.
Bust those unions. Send in the robots from Melania Trump.
Just fucking teachers, right? Gotta go.
Teachers, you know what? I can smoke in class.
You're on notice. Teachers releasing kids early from school. Now.
Generally.
Now, maybe in high school it's a different story.
What if there's a shooting?
Okay, I'll grant you there's extenuating circumstances. That wasn't what was on my mind.
Let's rephrase that so we can get debates in the comments if we make a reel of this. So, John, you're saying they should force the kids to stay there during an act of violence.
Sure. The violence is over now, right? Everything's wrapped up.
I disagree. What do you guys think?
No, I'm talking about elementary school.
Make sure you comment on the person's profile picture on their body and race. Go ahead. And what you perceive their politics to be based on their hair color and sunglasses. Go ahead. All right.
Anything else?
Early release. It does have to go this time of year. Ooh, I don't like it.
We're getting towards the end of the school year, and
it's not only early release. It's like you adults need to come to school nearly every day for some kind of function.
So there's 2 gotta goes here, actually, if we're getting into that.
3 if you're counting teachers.
If we're talking about... If we're talking about all the fucking minimum days and that you got to show up for this event, yeah, that's a whole nother ball of wax.
Yeah.
What I'm talking about is, it's a few minutes early. I'll let you guys go out of class early today. No alert to the parents, just a few minutes early. This happened to my wife the other day. As I mentioned, it was both of my children.
They just let them run out in the street?
Yeah, that's what they do. No,
that's what we're advocating for on the show anyhow.
Both of my children's birthdays were this past week. I don't know if your school does the same thing, but on the kids' birthdays, a lot of times the parents will show up at the end of the school day with donuts or popsicles or something on their birthday, and they hand them out to all the kids, and the kids kind of celebrate their birthday at the end of the day.
Yeah.
So my wife shows up to pick up my son on his birthday with a bunch of popsicles. She gets to the classroom at dismissal time. No one's there. Fucking class is empty. Kid's not there. She used to look around campus to find him.
Like, have they been kidnapped?
What's going on? She finds him, a couple halls down or whatever.
Sobbing.
And he goes, yeah, the teacher released us a few minutes early today. And you weren't here, so none of the kids got the popsicles. None of them knew it was my birthday. We didn't get to celebrate because he just decided to release us early.
Did she write them?
I mean, it just happened. I don't think she's had time to write him yet.
Say the teacher's name. Let's call him.
I'm not calling him.
Let's dox him.
All right, let's do it. I'll give you his first and last name, home address.
That's
bullshit.
That's got to go.
And I'm sure they're just thinking like, oh yeah, a couple minutes early, I'll let you guys go.
So we're
from
not talking
class.
the scheduled early release where it's like, so tomorrow. It's just they're letting these kids roam.
They just let him go from class a few minutes early. We are counting on you schools to keep these kids in class.
This is not college.
Until the dismissal time,
This is not a college.
You can't just let them roll a few minutes
willy-nilly.
This is a problem.
This is a controlled environment we're paying our tax dollars for. Yeah, dude, that's going to be what my wife calls a strongly worded letter.
Yeah.
That's got to go
I don't
big
think
time.
my wife's decided how to
It's also
broach it
completely unsafe because that teacher puts themselves in a liability situation if your child gets injured.
Yeah.
I would think
these are fourth
if
graders.
we're like, hey, these are the rules, you let these fourth graders just go.
Where are they going to go? Fucking
Can they leave? Can they leave or do you have to sign them out?
Starbucks? Like, where are they going to go?
Do they have to get signed out?
Well, normally if you are leaving campus, you have to get signed out. But I would imagine at that time of day, they could probably just walk off campus because all the gates are open towards the end of the day so parents can come in to get them.
Let me pick up your kid tomorrow and fake a kidnapping. And then you can be like, our kid was kidnapped briefly.
I will give a few details.
You're going to draw the line.
Well, yeah, I don't want you to kidnap my children.
Okay.
I will give a couple details. One, we love this school. It's a fantastic school. They do an amazing job in virtually every other capacity. Two, it was a substitute teacher. It wasn't the regular teacher. So
3, your son had a knife.
So those are the extenuating circumstances. It wasn't the regular teacher. It was a sub. So maybe the sub just didn't get it. I don't know.
There's a kid's dad I know who I think might be the sub who always gets fired. Hey, speaking of...
That's my gotta go.
Schools, got a quick update for you on Chaz Danger. Henry got free dress. Chaz Danger, the dangerous kid in Henry's class.
For the listening audience, Chaz Danger is... the term we use for the cool, dangerous kid at your school. Brandon has a specific Chaz Danger at his school that he's referring to.
My kid's school. And Henry got free dress. And
I don't know what that means, free dress.
What do you even... Is this a real school that you go to?
What is free dress?
Free dress, the kids don't have to wear a uniform.
Our kids don't wear uniforms.
Oh, that's because you're not in gangland.
Yeah.
You're in the rich district.
Free dress? You have to have a special day to wear what clothes you want?
Do you have cast iron painted bars around your school? So we have barbed wire.
Yeah, barbed wire, chain link.
Yeah.
I didn't know your kids wore uniforms.
Yeah,
Wow.
they wear uniforms or in lieu of uniforms, they can wear school spirit wear.
Okay.
So free dress, if your parents participate in an event or volunteer the next day, your kids get a little bracelet for free dress. Henry and Maggie got free dress. Henry dressed kind of like this outfit with like a hoodie and a jacket over it, and he took a pair of my big, large sunglasses. So he kind of looked the way that 1980s movies portray homeless people in Detroit.
Okay.
Or like hovered over a burning bin.
I saw Trading Places. I remember.
And he came back. He wore the sunglasses, and he said he'd be careful with them. And he came back, and I picked him up, and he said, "Sorry, Chaz Danger pulled your glasses off my face and stepped on them." This was the day after we recorded the last episode, and I was like, great.
Chaz Danger felt a disturbance in the force. He knew he was being talked about, and he took it out on your sunglasses.
Went full 80s bully.
We are making merch of Chaz Danger. I want to make a T-shirt of a kid on a motorcycle with flames coming out the back.
AI art.
Yeah, like we've got
or Jacob Sanders.
Chaz Danger merchandise.
Yeah, I think it's a Jacob Sanders assignment for all related merch. So what are we going to do with this teacher? The sub. I
think we have to express ourselves to the school administration that the sub let the kids out early on our son's birthday and fucked up everything.
Do you have caveats? You said there were some details.
Well, no. I guess
steamrolled you again.
No, I guess the caveat that I wanted to give was it's not our son's regular teacher. It was a substitute. That was the big caveat.
And they were an alcoholic.
In the email that I send to the administration, that's what I'm going to say.
Yeah. And you say, are they?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
that's it.
It sounds like that teacher's got to go.
Absolutely.
Okay.
All right.
But not all teachers.
We can keep some of them, I suppose.
Yeah.
They're heroes.
Except at Montessori schools. What are you guys teaching them anyhow? You send them to the corner and let them paint what they want when they feel like it, not learning math till they're in 8th grade? Hell kind of country is this?
Is this more rage bait that you're trying to put on the internet?
Yeah, I got a problem with you. Move to Canada.
All right.
Montessori, Waldorf too.
Let's take a break. We're going to come back with recommendations.
Okay. Pew, pew, pew. Recommendations. Welcome back.
Is that going to be the sting we use to bring in recommendations?
With Big Boy Bubba and Juicy J John.
I don't like my
It's
handle
a morning drive.
at all. I would really like a different handle. I don't like
Juju Beans Johnny Jr.
Juicy J John.
It's got to be alliteration. Jesus Freak John.
These are getting worse. Let's go back to Juicy
Jew
J.
Hater John.
Wow. What's up? Jesus Christ.
Jamal John.
This is going from bad to worse. All right. Let's do some recommendations here, Brandon.
LLJJ John. Jamiroquai Johnny Jew.
I think you may need to go first just to get you out of this character. Because if I try to give a recommendation, you're not going to stop.
He's here to know you biblically. Cream Pie Johnny Boy.
Oh, man. We're going to have to cut all this.
Are we?
I hope. I don't know.
Rex.
Recommendations, Brandon.
One thing I forgot to talk about, I believe, when we did our Wisconsin trip, we threw out a John Wayne Airport in Orange County. John Wayne's been canceled for anti-Native American behavior at an Oscar ceremony 40 years ago when he attacked a female Native American leader.
Remember that? That was so
who
weird.
accepted the Oscar in lieu of a protest from Marlon Brando.
What a story.
Anyway, so they call it the Orange County or Santa Ana Airport now, but the real ones still call it John Wayne and his statues there. In any event, we were there waiting for our flight to Wisconsin.
This is a lovely regional airport.
Lovely little regional. But what they put in there, John, that I could not... We were talking earlier about Legoland and how they have fidgety games while people wait in line. Mm-hmm. You know how much it fucking sucks flying on airplanes with kids. It sucks while you're waiting for the airplane.
So rough.
They took one part of this cute little airport, which is as cute as it gets anyhow, because they have a piano player there oftentimes with a upright piano, grand piano. But I found this part of the airport. There's only like 2 bathrooms in this place, where one of the gates, half of it is separated where all the, they didn't need this part of the airport towards the end, and they put in a indoor playground.
Whoa, I've never seen that.
It's more for small kids.
Yeah.
But the small kids who are too little to really use pads or should.
Yeah.
And I was just taking the kids to the restroom. We had a half hour to kill. And I was like, now I've seen very, very tiny little play areas, like almost in the size of like where a bookshop would be maybe.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Nothing. This was like a large size playground, not large, but like there's a slide, there are stairs, there are different things, padded floor, kind of had block walls. It was very well done. And I was like, even if it's not well done, why does not every airport in America that can have a fucking little play area for parents with small kids? It was so great.
What a great alternative to just shoving pads in front of our kids, which is what we all have to do when we fly.
And it benefited everybody because those kids were fucking tuckered out, dude.
Yeah.
They were running all around with all these other kids, breaking a sweat. By the time they got on that plane, they had a snack and zonked. And by that, I mean, if you listen to my episode about traveling to Wisconsin, Henry farted up that airplane, but boy, went to sleep.
That's great, dude. This
I don't
makes
know who to write
flight
to.
attendants' lives better, makes the other passengers' lives better.
Everybody, who do we write to make this some kind of thing that we sign, some kind of petition, some kind of lobby?
Absolutely. Get rid of all these little...
APAC, you were going to say?
You know how some of the airports still have the smoking terrarium? You ever see those? Yeah.
The terrarium that used to be the smoking area.
Yeah, let's get rid of that.
It still smells like smoke.
And
they
put in
were just
playgrounds.
like, we will test how much secondhand smoke's in here by making it a terrarium. So when it's dying, they're like, we might just have to burn the whole thing down.
It almost seems like something from Black Mirror when you see that in an airport now.
Yep.
The smoking glass-filled cube.
Yeah, it's so funny.
So the Vegas airport has something like that.
Vegas has it. If I remember, Denver did. I'm trying to think of another one where I'm like, oh, they still have those? I remember doing them.
Yeah.
I mean, good for them. Also, it probably it's their adult way of being like, listen, let them smoke. It'll be easier for everybody. We won't get the plane grounded when they light up or vape in the bathroom. But I'm saying a healthy version for the kids.
Yeah. This is the counterpart to that.
Yeah. Let's write our favorite congressman.
Okay. Let's
Thomas
do it.
Massey.
I'm in.
Okay. Your turn.
Okay. My recommendation, I am going to have to read a little bit for this.
In English, please.
Okay. My recommendation is an audiobook. It
Color
is
me surprised.
Future Boy: Back to the Future and My Journey Through the Space-Time Continuum by Michael J. Fox.
I was trying to crack a joke to think of the guy who played the dad, who was very problematic.
Crispin Glover?
Yeah, not problematic like he got Me Too'd, but for the director. That they replaced him.
Okay, so
Sorry, I know I'm getting too far ahead, but how about we go back in time?
Let's go back a minute here. This is a memoir by Michael J. Fox, written by him with Nell Fortenberry. That's a longtime collaborator of his.
Oh, so he's written multiple books.
He has written a memoir as well. Yes. This book was released in 2025, so last year. It runs 3 hours and 30 minutes. It's narrated by Michael J. Fox.
That's always good.
Yep.
You want me to make a joke about his disease?
Not yet.
Okay.
The book focuses primarily on the making of Back to the Future during the 1984 and 1985, while Fox was simultaneously starring as Alex P. Keaton on the NBC sitcom. Do you know it?
Three's Company.
Family Ties.
Oh.
During production, Fox filmed Family Ties during the day and Back to the Future at night and on weekends.
Well, that was because there was that other guy who starred in it originally that they had to shit can because he didn't work out, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
What's his name?
We'll get into that.
Oh.
Back to the Future, quick details on it. Directed by Robert Zemeckis, written by Zemeckis, and Bob Gale. Scored.
The great Bob Gale.
Yes. Scored by the great Alan Silvestri. And
Scientologist.
and executive produced by Spielberg. Released in July.
And Lucas, right?
Did Lucas produce it as well? I think so. That sounds
He's got
right.
enough money. He doesn't need us to
It was released in July of 85. The film became the highest grossing movie in the United States that year. Ultimately earned over $400 million worldwide. Went on to inspire 2 sequels. The memoir covers a production of the film, the overlap between the movie and the television production, and the rapid success of both projects during that period. The audiobook also includes interviews and archival material featuring voices from people involved in the film and production, Leah Thompson, Bob Gale, and many others.
Biff?
No, Biff does not do it, but Leah Thompson is heavily. There's a lot of audio from her.
She's got nothing else.
She's heavily featured in the audiobook. She's great.
Chris Lloyd in there?
Chris Lloyd, it's spoken about quite a bit, but no.
You know, he's got a memoir coming out in August.
I did know that. I knew you were going to ask about that. So that's my read. I wanted to make sure I got all the bullet points. This was a fantastic audiobook. I was concerned with Fox narrating it because of his disease. He has Parkinson's, right? And so I was worried.
They're going to do a lot of repeats.
Just
he's going to be shaking around the mic.
His voice is shaky, right? When you hear him speak. After about 2 minutes of listening to this, you realize no one else could have read this.
I could have done it.
In a very jokey way. If anybody else narrated it, it would have been a disservice.
They could have did an AI filter on him to straighten it out.
It was so good. I was moved to tears multiple times listening to this audiobook. It was so good.
Let's play the part that made you cry. I want to see you cry. I've never seen it happen. Actually, I did once at my one-man show.
There you go.
So, dude, that's great.
Yeah, I mean, 3.5 hours long, absolutely fantastic.
Is that a abridged version?
No, that's the full version. Yeah. If you are interested in Back to the Future, if you are interested in Michael J. Fox, the production of it was insane. How it came together. The fact that he was also in like the #1 sitcom. At the same time they were making this TV show. It's
like Belushi being #1 on SNL with the Blues Brothers coming out and having the #1 album.
Yeah. You don't understand how these people did it. He was sleeping 3-4 hours a night. He was just being carted across Los Angeles by Teamsters all the time. He's telling
Back when there were Teamsters.
He tells these wild stories. I mean, it is fantastic. It is such an inspiring story. He is such an inspiring person, and he is filled with so much gratitude and nothing but positive things to say about all his co-workers and actors.
Yeah, he seems like a nice guy.
Crispin Glover is notoriously
difficult to work with.
Yes.
Not an a-hole, just from what I hear. He could be.
I think he's a weirdo, but in the best possible way.
Well, he was a serious actor with an A and like a very artistic, it was art first, and he had all these demands, not only salary, but also like how he was kind of trying to co-direct the movie, and they were just like, no. And then there was a huge lawsuit because they basically used a body double and then kind of pre-AI his face on.
It set a lot of precedents for moving forward, that lawsuit for Back to the Future 2, where they used his likeness. They had used a cast of his face. They put it on another actor.
Which I bet you that lawsuit will be very important moving forward with AI and how they're going to be trying to just use like Tom Cruise's likeness, without licensing it or whatever.
The case that they quote for likeness. It gets used a lot where you can't use somebody's likeness without paying them and getting their permission.
Yeah.
So very good. Highly recommend the audiobook. I think
Give
you
us
would
one
love it.
factoid that we wouldn't have. You've consumed a lot of Back to the Future behind the scenes. What's one thing you learned that you didn't know?
Yes, I have. I'm a big fan of the movie. It's one of my favorite movies of all time.
And you've met Chris Lloyd.
I have.
He used to come into our coffee shop for the listener.
I
used to travel with him a lot.
I don't get starstruck, but I was very excited to meet him. Yeah. One thing I learned that I didn't know, Chris Lloyd, apparently very afraid of heights. When they did the whole clock tower scene. So that was a big, interesting thing. The DeLorean was a real piece of shit, apparently.
Well, that's the public record.
Everyone hated, including all the stuntmen driving it, because they would get all banged up and they couldn't do any cool stuntman tricks with it because it was
metal.
Such a pice of shit. Yeah. And Fox talked about how his hands would get all cut up trying to drive it because of just like sheet metal. One of the interesting things was that Fox was coming off TV. So he was very much in TV mode, which was a lot of ad lib and like, well, what if I did it over here? And what if I did this? This is
like plays.
Traditional sitcom type stuff where, well, what if I said this line or that line? Just very impromptu type stuff.
Yeah.
And Lloyd was very much a trained theater actor.
Yeah, big time. He did theater in New York for 18 years before he did that.
There you go. So what I didn't realize is kind of the juxtaposition of the two of them in that environment did make it a little bit difficult, because Fox would be like throwing out things, and Lloyd had learned his lines, everybody else's lines, fully prepared for everything. And all of a sudden Fox is like, well, what if I said this? Well, what if I did that? What if I stood over here and did it? So it did make for a little bit of tension there.
Yeah.
So I did think that was really interesting. I didn't really
Dude,
know
I used to run
before.
lines with Chris when he was going back to doing theater.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, because I went with him to Vermont when he did a revival of Death of a Salesman in Weston, as like where he was doing theater as a kid, because he was in Death of a Salesman. He played one of the sons, and then they had this big like Christopher Lloyd returns, and he was there for like a month. So I went and stayed with him, and we like running lines for the show. It was crazy.
That's awesome, man.
You know what he told me about how he this will probably be in his memoir, but he told me that he had done a bunch of theater, and then he did Cuckoo's Nest.
One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
And then he moved to L.A. He was partying with Dennis Hopper, drinking too much, did Going South with Jack Nicholson, and it was like 4 years he didn't get any roles before he got Taxi. And he was in a dark place.
And he was, his character in Taxi, I can't remember his name.
Reverend Jim Ignowski. And he said that when he was doing Going South with one of his wives, he was staying back at the hotel, got way too hammered, and he was like reading all these stacks of scripts, and he's like, "Oh, it's bullshit, man." He throw it in the garbage and stuff. And he said in the morning when he sobered up that his wife at the time was like, "Why don't you give this one another look now that you're all sobered up?" And he was like, "Oh, fine." And he said, and I opened it up, and I said, "Okay." And I was like, "What was it?" He was like, "Back to the Future."
That's a good Lloyd impression.
I mean, I'd hope so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, dude. So he almost threw it in the garbage and was like, no.
Oh, I can't wait to read his memoir.
Dude, it's going to be great.
So the other thing that's always talked about in Back to the Future is who was originally supposed to play Marty McFly was Eric Stoltz.
Who did?
Yes, he did.
He did for like a few
weeks.
They
shot
right?
for weeks.
Yeah.
They shot a lot of the film with Eric Stoltz.
Yeah.
And so this is addressed in the book quite a bit because it put everything behind schedule. So when Michael J. Fox comes into this film, they've just replaced the lead actor with him.
Why did they replace him?
So
wasn't it because it was like, well, you got it.
Yeah. They talk about it a lot, but the way Michael J. Fox talks about it is he was doing a great job, but the movie was not a comedy. It was just very serious. Stoltz,
well, it was meant to be fun.
It was meant to be
like
fun.
Method acting. That
Stoltz came in with the concept of this person is changing their past almost as like a tragic story where he comes back to the future at the end and his whole history has changed. He's the only one who knows. And everybody else is operating under this new timeline that he never experienced. So it's this very tragic tale almost, right?
Yeah.
And it is. It's a fair point, but it made the movie just very serious and not fun.
I think you can find some clips on YouTube of like
I don't know.
I've seen a few clips.
So they talk about it a lot, the production of this, where Bob Gale and Spielberg, and they just talk about like it's not working. We've got to replace it. They wanted Michael J. Fox originally. They couldn't get it because of his scheduling conflict with family ties. They eventually finally just say, hey, we can't do this. They stop production. They get rid of Stoltz. They're able to get Michael J. Fox, but they've already shot for weeks. So they're completely behind schedule now. Yeah. They got to come in and reshoot a bunch of stuff. The actors are all on their heels now because they just lost their main lead. So anyway, it talks about all this in the book. I don't want to paraphrase it too much. If any of this sounds of interest to you, highly recommend the book.
It does sound of interest to me. I'm going to do it. You ever see that movie, Her?
Yes.
You know, they shot a good portion of that. Luckily, it was just audio, but they had Samantha Morton, who is, I believe, an Irish actress who was in Angela's Ashes and Minority Report. She was one of the precogs.
Okay.
They had her play the robot.
Oh, interesting.
And Spike Jonze was like, it's good. She's good. It's just too dramatic.
Mm.
And there needs to be a sexiness to the voice, a sultriness. And Scarlett Johansson came in with fun, flirty sexy, smoky, and it was just like, it just clicked. It made it work.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes that happens.
I haven't seen Her in years. I got to rewatch that.
Yeah. I've had to replace actors in little rinky-dinks projects too. It's tough to do.
Seems really hard.
It's hard. Even when it's low stakes, you're like, you're doing great. It just, you're looking at the footage and you're like, it's not clicking.
Yeah, I get it. All right. Well, who do we need to shout out here, Brandon? We're wrapping up this wonderful show we did tonight.
Shout out to the ultrasound techs who are, you know, rubbing that stuff on the testes.
Oh, we're going back to that.
Guys.
Okay.
Shout out to, you know, Larry Ellison as always.
No, more Larry Ellison every week. How about shout out to Adrian from No Doubt?
Shout out to Adrian. Great guy, great family.
Yeah.
I mean, just a wonderful person.
Dickie Goldberg.
Know? Shout out to R.I.P. Dickie Goldberg. Yeah. You know, real shout out to the baseball coaches out there who are getting no respect from you.
I respect the baseball coaches. I don't respect
shout
the
out
schedule.
To the subs, the substitute teachers. It's a tough life. It's a hard life out there.
Shout out to the teachers that keep the kids to the full end of the school day. Huh? How about shout out to them?
Shout out to the EMTs are transporting middle-aged CEOs and tech bros who OD'd on shrooms and DMT and acid.
Shout out to anybody, doing shrooms at the Sphere. That's a bold move.
It's a big one. Bringing water to a well, like you said, hat on a hat.
Shout out to both my boys who will not hear this, but who just had their birthdays. Shout
out to the creative team behind Legoland.
Yeah.
Keep up the great work on all fronts, including the food and beverage department there. They have some bangers.
Oh, absolutely. The food's great.
Yeah.
Shout out to whoever's building playgrounds and airports, huh?
Shout out to my primary care physician. Go easy on me, okay? You're not living in this skin.
I think we gotta go for your primary care physician.
Have some grace, okay? You're gonna be sorry when I come in with some real lumps, you know? Okay. Shout out to Thomas Massey also. That was a tough race, you know? Did you vote in that?
No, we're going out on a shout out to Thomas Massey.
Yeah, he was standing up to the Epstein class.
I know, but
endless wars.
All right, I'm gonna shout out to Michael J. Fox. How about that?
Oh, yeah. By the way, did you ever see the Michael J. Fox episode of Curb Your Enthusiasm?
No.
Where he's Larry's upstairs neighbor.
No,
it's one of the funniest things you'll ever see.
I'm going to watch it
because he has
tonight.
a Parkinson's. He keeps stomping. And then Larry's like, he's doing it on purpose. And he's like, he gets like combat boots. And he's like, I don't know what you're talking about, Larry. Dude, that's why I feel comfortable making fun of him.
No, he has the best sense of humor about it. He
it.
talks about it in the book. He's got a great sense of humor.
I mean, American hero, dude.
Yep.
Okay. What a great show. I'm glad you're back. What a break.
Yeah.
It was 1 week.
Every week. Glad we're back. Here we are.
All right. Get that 1776 fund from the Justice Department, guys. You're entitled. You're entitled. All right. We'll see you soon. Listen, They're Fine is produced and edited by Wyatt Gray. Original music by Jizz Pants John Ahern.
Son of a bitch.
Jimmy Jab John's Instagram is Japanese porn is my thing Ahern.
It's also John Ahern Music. My Instagram.
You can find Bad Boy Bubba's inappropriate parenting on Instagram at Big Boobies Bubba Boy Ogborn.
Also known as @Bubba Ogborn. You can find our recommendations linked in the show notes. If you have feedback or topic suggestions, our show email is listenthey'refine@gmail.com. And you can find us on Instagram @listenthey'refine.
If you made it this far without calling Child Protective Services or Asian Massage Parlor, leave us a 5-star review.
It helps other questionable parents find us. Share the chaos, tell a friend, tell your therapist. Tell anyone who needs to feel better about their parenting choices.
Hit subscribe so you never miss an episode. Squeak!